Yeah. Alright. What's up everyone? Two mostly bald guys here. We're going to show you how to install Harley Davidson's Universal Garage Door Opener on a 2013 Electric Glide Classic. The opener for Harley will work on all the other Harley bikes. Just mounting location will be different. All the fairing bikes, this unit here will go in the fairing, or the non-fairing bikes, they either do the side cover or under the seat. But there's another unit we'll get to and show you, but let's go ahead and get everything ready. Okay, so for this, your kit you get from Harley will come with this unit here, which goes in the fairing, or if you have a non-fairing bike, under your seat or wherever you can find a spot for it in the side piece. The other thing, I had it on my previous bike, so it's already mounted, but I will show you how to do that. That's that box plugged in there next to my garage door opener, and I'll show you how that's wired up. But the tools you'll need, depends on how you're doing it. If you're doing it the right way, you'll want to solder and use heat shrink. We do these connectors here. It's just an inline connector. The wire that you connect to, you just put it over it and then slip one of these wires in there and clamp it down. That's that. Make sure you pick up some Velcro or 3M double-sided stick tape to mount the unit wherever you're going to put it, or it's got some slots for zip ties or whatever you need. Tools, we're using butt connectors and these inline connectors, so we're gonna we've got our nice splicers and crimpers, so that's all you need as far as tools. And well, the T25 T25 to disassemble the fairing. That's it as far as tools and connectors, so we'll go ahead and go over to the bike and get that done.
Alright, so when you get into your fairing, if you don't know the screw location of your T25, you have 3 screws here, and then you have one here, and then you have one right here.
We like to go ahead and remove the windshield first, and that'll come off just by removing these 3. It might not come out right away until we start loosening the other part, but I don't want to scratch it up because the windshield's not cheap.
And always put these somewhere where you can find them. Don't lose them.
The windshield just slide out, and if you have a windshield bag, same thing.
Oh, natural. It's a ratchety one, and I'm going the wrong direction every time. So your windshield bolts have your washers and then your back side of your fairing. They're both the exact same size, top or bottom, left or right. So just don't get them mixed up. You need these washers for your windshield, and then you don't need the washers for the back side of the fairing.
When you start to remove the last of the bolts, if you have somebody, you can do it by yourself, but it's always a good idea to have somebody to help you. But when you're removing the last of the bolts, try to have somebody help holding the fairing so you don't drop it and scratch it like Adam said a little bit ago.
And when you pull it off, just kind of pull straight up and then roll over the top And then it's just a real simple single connector.
Well,
Blake, you want to pull
on your stock Harley, you have a different bulb. I have a LED headlight assembly.
Blake, pull that.
But
okay,
you will have this connector right here that will plug into your bulb.
Yeah, this is what your factory looks like. Obviously, LED or HID stuff. You probably already know what it looks like. All right. Hopefully you have fingernails. And if you don't, if you're like Blake and you eat your fingers, hopefully your friend has fingernails. So you're going to cut your piece down to this, and you're going to put your Velcro or your double-sided sticky tape on this side. This side here needs to face out, away from the bike, or if it's one of the ones underneath the seat or underneath the side cover, out. So then put it on here. Fight with the sticky a little bit more, and then it just goes.
Make sure you clean your surfaces and stuff. We've already done that.
Yeah, it just goes up there, and you just take this, put it in there real nice, secure. Everything fits, and then your wires are going to run back this way with your headlights. This is your wiring harness for your headlight. And then they're just taped up like this, and this comes on like this. Now this garage door opener does not have these plugs on here like it probably will if you go buy this brand new. This unit came out of his 05 Ultra. So we're just going to splice into it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Your orange with white stripe and orange with white stripe. And then your negative, your solid black is your negative, so it's gonna go like that. And then down in here, I'm gonna cut the zip tie off, and I'll show you that here in a second. But you got your single yellow, and your single white, and your single yellow, and your single white, and we'll show you how to hook all that up here in a second. We don't have the right ends for these pieces, so I went ahead and cut them off. So we're just gonna do blue butt connectors. If you don't have one of these, if you do enough wiring, go ahead and buy it. I bought them because I do quite a bit of wiring, both on the motorcycle and cars. And that's, obviously, you've seen how fast that went. That saved a lot of time. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. And then I cut the 2 zip ties off here, off this factory piece. Oh, it's one long piece. I did not know this. Okay, so you cut the zip tie off and pull this back so you can expose these wires. And I might have to trim this up a little bit. Get your little butt connectors, crimp them in there real nice. Somebody may say, well, you should use the ones with the heat shrink, or you should use heat shrink. I've not had any problems on my bike, so it's your preference.
You could solder if you want to, but what we're doing, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Trim them off just in case. You never know. Maybe it might touch something and spark. You definitely don't want that underneath your bike heading down the road. So Blake is going to
slide that over the solid wire.
Yeah, slide
all the way.
So once you get this wire all the way in, you take your same corresponding yellow wire from your opener that you mounted earlier. You get it in there, and then you have your second hand. Clip it down nice and tight, and then flip your end over and lock it in place. So same principle, all the way into the back. And your white wire from your headlight unit up here in the front. Then have your second hands. Once you get them all kind of lined in, have your second hands go ahead and clip it together.
Missed.
And once it's together, flip it over, and then it's done. And then all we're going to do with the negative coming out of here is we're going to clean this wire up just a little bit, give it a little nice twist. We're going to go in, crimp it in, so just like that. Good squeeze. Always give your stuff a little bit of a tug. If you accidentally pull it out, pull the connector off, put another one on. It doesn't hurt nothing. But you don't want the stuff to come loose and then have to restart all this over.
Then you're locked out of your house.
Yeah, and then you're possibly locked out of your house, which has happened. Okay, nice squeeze, pull. Okay, and then so what we can do is we'll just clean that up a little bit, shorten it out so it matches the white one. And we'll take this, you know, clean it up a little bit the best you can, so everything's still sitting in there nice.
Maybe you have to cut some of that.
Yeah, we might have to just go ahead and cut it right back here at the end of the plug, but that's all right. But this still gives you plenty of room to pull this plug out so you can get your fairing on and off easier. If you zip tie all this stuff up, then you only get this much room and you're trying to reach over to touch your fairing. So, you know, put it back together, leave it just like this. And then I'm just going to cut it off right here. I'm going to try to. Oh, there we go. Clean it up. The plug back down in there. Nice zip tie again. Make sure it's on there nice and snug. And, you know, overkill never hurts. Zip ties are cheap. Tighten it down, tighten it down. Always clean the ends of your stuff up. Just, you know, make it look nice.
Let's see what we can do here. Clean this up a little bit.
Alright. And pull it all together. Clean it up just a little bit.
Fantastic.
So here's your end product of everything. This is just kind of going to sit in here a little loose because, you know, like I said, when you're pulling your fairing in and out, you need this stuff to go where it needs to. And once your fairing's in, everything will fold up real nice just like that, and it'll sit just like it was from the factory.
Alright, the other unit that comes in your kit will be this, and it just plugs into your outlet. I like to keep it up by where your garage door opener plugs in. It just plugs in there. This is your signal wire here.
And then you just take the red and black lead that come off the back of it, and you come over here to your garage door opener.
On this particular unit, it was the red and the white there, and the wire for my opener, this green wire, is the ground. So I ran the red to red and the green and the black into the white.
On my unit, it was the correct same colors. It was, from my button, it was black and red. But also, what Blake's showing up here is there's no need to pull or splice into this. Even if you don't have a power outlet right next to your garage door, I don't know, maybe a newer home, they wanted to clean it up, so it's wired up into the ceiling, then it goes somewhere else. Harley recommends, though, if you could put that box as close to the garage door as you can, that's what they recommend. But this is where Blake sits, and this is where mine sit, both two different houses, and they work from a very good distance. Alright, so when you get it all done, you got your box mounted up, nice and secure, get your zip ties all in. We're going to make sure it works before we put the fairing back on. And Blake's going to show you basically how to use it. It's very, very simple.
Alright, so all you do to operate it is make sure that your ignition is on, your switch on your handlebars on, and then all you do is high, low, and it'll shut. And then high, low, and it'll open right back up again.
And when you get this put on, you'll be able to do it from clear out in your street as you're coming in. So
Depending if your unit is close to your garage door.
Yeah.
If it's further back, it might only work when you get in your driveway. My unit's old. I have to get closer to mine. Your newer one, I think his works clear out in the street.
Mine's brand new. It works from almost 3 houses away.
We'll go ahead and throw the fairing back on, and that'll be it. I went through, tightened up all the screws for the fairing. Everything works good. High beam, low beam to activate opening and shutting your garage. Adam's going to go ahead and show you on his 2013 where the screw locations are for his Road Glide.
So this is my 13 Road Glide. This is kind of the nice thing about having a street glide and a road glide. I could show 2 people what needs to be done. So I'm not going to take my fairing off for you guys today, but I'm just going to show you where the screw location is. So if this is the bike you have, and your screw location's here, here, and here. On the Road Glides, the screws are different lengths. These 2 here, here, and here are the same length, and then these very bottom 2 are a little longer. And then on your front windshield, you have all 5 of these.
These nuts. Got him!
But the nice part is, the windshield does not have to come off to take your fairing off. Once you have taken those 6 screws out, the fairing will, you just grab a hold here, you lift up a little bit and pull forward. On the inside, there's L-shaped brackets where it sits that holds it on in place. And then it's the same thing. Unplug your 2 headlights, set your fairing somewhere down, clean, and out of the way.
Hopefully this is helpful. Sorry for everybody that already knows how to take the fairing and everything off. I try to be a little bit more in depth on things for somebody that might not have the knowledge. Alright guys, till next time.